Hi everybody, welcome back to another ROG Ally video, and in this one it's a little bit less positive than my previous ones because the ROG Ally, its Achilles heel has been this thing on the top, the SD card reader. And initially when the machine came out, and for a few months afterwards, users would complain that users reported the fact that what would happen is that the reader would fail, and also it could possibly fry the micro SD cards that are inside this. And obviously you use a micro SD card to store additional games. So in this case, I've got my 512 gigabyte ROG Ally that ASUS UK were kind enough to lend me, and as part of that process I purchased a 512 gigabyte micro SD card to go in there so I could install lots of games, so I could make lots of videos for YouTube showing things like this. But these were failing, and the thoughts were probably around the fact that all of these little handhelds, because they run so well, they can get really hot, especially when they're plugged into the mains. And the thoughts were the fact that the heat was rising through the unit and probably coming past the SD card reader, and then simply, just melting it and damaging it in that particular way. And so ASUS in the US have extended the warranty on that particular part of the ROG Ally from 12 months to 24 months, so up to 2 years, which is great news, I think, because it gives you peace of mind. And I remember last year when the ROG Ally came out, and reading lots of reviews and getting really excited about having a Windows portable device that performed really well, and then being a little bit like, oh no, because the micro SD card, that is how you extend your storage. I know lots of people, lots of users were saying, and I think these are people who don't really use the devices that much, were saying, well, it doesn't really matter, just don't use a micro SD card. And it was like, if you own a gaming PC and play lots of different games, you know that 512 gigabytes is not enough storage. You need to be able to extend it. Now, this particular model that I've got on loan here is the non-extreme version, and I haven't had any trouble at all. But the thing I would say is that I do make sure that I never play this device plugged into the mains. So I'm always using it at 15 watts performance mode. I don't whack it up to the 25 watts. I don't use it plugged in. I don't use it to run a monitor. I don't put it in situations where the thermal output of the APU, the combined GPU, and the CPU would get so high as to that might happen. And I'm pretty sure that ASUS have made some physical changes to the newer units that are coming out anyway, that I think they've just put like a heat shield or something behind the micro SD to protect it that way. What they do say in this particular press release, and I'll put a link to it in the description below this video, is the fact that this is only for the US. So you might think, oh, for outside the US, but I would say that if you do get a problem with your machine, for example, in the UK, you would then, contact Currys if you bought it from Currys or PC World or wherever you got it from, and then arrange to have an RMA to have it sent back to the repair partners for ASUS to have it looked at, and then kind of see what happens. And then personally, if it was me, if it was the SD card and say, it was 15 months old and it failed, and they said, no, you need to pay, to have that repaired, then you would take that up with their customer service team and go on from there. But it's great news that ASUS are, doing this. They do say that it doesn't affect that many models. And I think it's good that they have also acknowledge that this is a problem on some devices. So there we go. I'll leave it there. I'll put a link to this press release in the description below this video. What do you think? The comments are down there for you to put your thoughts down. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. And of course, I'll see you again soon.